Hey my friends, what is going on? Jake Andrews here. Welcome back to my channel, Jake Andrews Music. Blues rock guitar lessons coming at you today. I am going to teach you this classic Freddie King instrumental called Funny Bone. Like most of the Freddie King instrumentals, I have been playing these songs since I was a little kid. This is some of the first stuff my father showed me how to play when I was 7, 8 years old. And it was a huge part of how I learned how to play blues guitar, blues and rock guitar. So this song today, Funny Bone, I've been playing it since back then. In fact, here's a cool clip of me playing it way back when I was a teenager. Ah yes, Sweet 16, fun times back then. So this song was released in 1965 on this album. All right, Freddie King gives you a bonanza of instrumentals. This was really the second full instrumental album he released. And this was on King Records out of Cincinnati. All of the classic recordings were done there on King Records. And according to the liner notes here, it says this was recorded August 27th of 1964. All right, and you can see, as opposed to the first instrumental album where he does Hideaway, he's still playing the gold top Les Paul. As you can see, by now, he has switched over to playing the 345. Beautiful. And so this is a great song, fun to play. I love teaching this song to students who are moving beyond just the beginning stages of playing blues guitar. It's not too difficult, but it just has a great feel to it. And you know, it has that same kind of feel that inspired Scuttle Button, those kind of songs, a real driving upbeat tempo, and it is in the key of E. So we're doing a lot of playing down in the open E position, getting a lot of open strings, but then we go way up the neck for the lead as well. So much fun to play. Now there's also a live version of this on YouTube if you look it up. Freddie King performed on this classic live television show called The Beat, and it was filmed in Dallas, Texas. This was a short-lived show that featured R&B, soul, blues artists in the mid-1960s. So there's a great performance there. You can look it up. In fact, here's a clip of it.
Here it is, Freddie King.
And actually some really interesting facts about this. The bassist on this is none other than Billy Cox, who would go on just a few years later to play with Hendrix in Band of Gypsies. And the band leader and rhythm guitarist is the great Gatemouth Brown, who I also played with when I was a kid. So very cool. Filmed in Dallas, and you can look up other episodes. Lots of great 60s soul artists performed on this show. He did several performances on The Beat, but if you look up his version of Funny Bone, very cool, but not exactly how he plays it on the album. So we are going to learn the album version, and without further ado, let's hop in here and let me show you how to play it. Okay, my friends, here we are getting into the song Funny Bone. Now, as I mentioned, we are in the key of E, and most of the first part of the song is down here in this first position of E minor pentatonic. So of course we're getting all these open strings. That's our first box pattern, minor pentatonic for open E. So we're mostly going to be playing there. Later on we'll move up to the third position, minor pentatonic for E. And then we're going to be playing up here at the first position for E up high. And a little bit in this fifth box as well. And even a little bit in this fourth box. So you see we're playing all over the neck, but the vast majority of it is down here and then up in the first box up high. Okay, so let's get into it. The main riff is so cool because we are really making use of pull-offs. So that is one thing. You got to get really good at pull-offs to play this song. And we're right here. I'm recommending, as I always do when I'm playing an open E position, use your third finger for anything in the third fret, middle finger for anything in the second fret, and first finger for anything in the first fret. Now you're not jumping around with the wrong finger, okay? So. All right, so one finger per fret. And here's our main riff. All right, so we're going to be using our middle finger to do these pull-offs. We're there on the root note, 4th string, and then we go to the 5th string above it, the B note. Now, make sure on a pull-off, you're not just coming off the string real weakly. No, a pull-off is this finger actually taking the place of the pick, right? So think about flicking that finger down like this, like you would flick it. Flick it off to really get it clear, to really make it pop. You don't want to do it so hard that it's a bend, but just pop that off. All right, so make sure you're not just coming off. That's real weak. All right, so 2 pull-offs. Also notice my hand position. See how I have this nice little angle so I can really flick it off on the side of my fingers. I'm not trying to play straight on. No, like this. And my thumb's kind of over. I'm right up there in my palm. So now I immediately fall back down to that same pull-off 3 times. Back up to the B note, pull that off, and then hit the open E. All right, so way slowed down. That is the lick, okay? Now, when I do it full speed, you notice that there is a push to it in the timing, the phrasing. Right there, we push from this note to get back down there. And instead of jumping it, I would recommend just collapsing back onto it. Da 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 da. So work with that timing, it's very important, that phrasing. Da 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 da. Then when we get it fast. All right, so after we play the lick, now on the recording, I am aware Freddie is just hitting this note, which is the flat 7, the dominant 7, and it's a D note, and he's just going, right? However, to fill it out, I really think it sounds best this way, and I'm playing the little partial dominant 7th chord, which he plays a lot anyways. So what that is, instead of a full E7th, it's just the middle finger on the 4th string, the root, first finger on the 3rd string, pinky or ring finger, I like pinky, on the 2nd string out front, and just strum from there down. And get that phrasing, da, 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 da. All right, and that's it. So you can play it with just a single note if you like. It sounds a lot better playing it on your own with the chord. Okay, so here it goes. And repeat it. Okay, now we're going to go to the 4 chord, which is A, and we play a lick over that, and we go. Okay, so that's the open E, and I'm giving just the slightest little bend here. Open A. Now, we're going to fall into an A7 chord. Put your first finger on the 4th string, bar it from there down, and then either middle or ring finger on the 1st string there. So that is an A7. And now we're going to do that same timing. Okay? Just one time, and then back to our original lick. All right, are you with me? So 2 rounds of the first lick, 1 round of the lick over A, and then go back to the first lick for 1 round. Okay, now we're going into the 5 chord, which is a B7. I hope you know that chord. Middle, first, ring on the third string, pinky on the first string. And we're going to take that original lick. It's almost the same, except only the ending note is different. We're going to end back on the B. So instead of coming back to the open E, we're going to come back down on the B note. That's a lick. Now we're going to fall into that B7 chord. You can either strum it 3 times. Freddie is individually picking these notes. 2, 3, 1. All right, so he's not even playing the full chord. He's hitting the root note. He does that a lot. And of course, Freddie is using a thumb pick also, so he gets a lot of these notes like that. All right, back to the 4 with just 2 strums on that A. And then finally, same thing, but add the low E. Back to the original E7. And that is the turnaround. We're pretty much going to use that same turnaround on each of the rhythm verses. Now notice there are some real pushes on this part as well. Right here. Especially coming off that A7. You see that? So try to feel those pushes. Here at full speed. And that is the first verse. Let me play it for you, the full thing. All right, now we immediately start verse 2, and as is the case with a lot of his instrumentals, he takes a main riff or a main theme and repeats it with a few changes throughout the verses, okay? So this second verse is going to immediately start with 4 pull-offs there, and we're going to drop to the third string, middle finger. You might want your first finger as well because we are going to bend this string. We're going to bend it and then almost violently pull it off. So we're going to pull it right down and pull it off. And it's going to sound like... Bend it up and immediately just pull it down to pull it off. Pull it off open. One more pull off here on the 4th string. And then the low E. So there's the lick. To our E7 chord. Do it a second time. Now the A section is exactly like the first verse. And now we go back to the original lick one time. Okay, are you with me? Now we are to the 5 chord, the B7. This time he does this. He walks down the notes of the scale. All right, so start on the B note, open 4th string, and then back and forth with the open third string. And jump right up to the B, and we're going to do that same. And it's all the same from here. So that whole turnaround section again. Let's play that whole verse. Break. Okay, and now we're going into the third verse, which is kind of a break verse. Now, this section is played in the third position, and really just on those bass notes. All right, so it's kind of a breakdown. The drums keep playing, but it's just the drums and Freddie. Freddie's just playing this. Da. Da, da. Okay, that's what Freddie's playing on the album. Now the live version is so cool because he fills in with some of the chords. And there's a rhythm guitarist as well, as I mentioned, Gatemouth. Now that's how I like to play it, so I've kind of added that element from the live version because it sounds so cool, especially when you're performing this by yourself. Okay, so that is the breakdown section. Let's learn this. I'm up in this third box of E, and I'm starting up here on top, and I just collapse it right down. All right, that's the riff. Ba 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 ba. And then I have added from the live version. What is that? That's an E7. It's that C shape with the pinky on the third string. So I hit the open low E and go da da da. And I really pop it like that. Get that timing. Da 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 da. And then we answer it. So it starts the same, but it ends on the B, the 5. And we go down here to our B7 and we just hit it twice. Like I said, that's from the live version. All right. And now we come back, the third time takes it even further. So it goes that far, it's just the same up to that point, but then we're going to jump straight to our G note here, and we're going to do this. All right, so... So notice we're doing the slight bend, and then we're going backwards from here 3 times. Another slight bend, backwards twice, open E and kind of break on it. And once again, notice those pushes. Ba da 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 ba ba. You have to jump there. Okay, let's just play what we have so far on this verse. 2, 3. All right, play along, get that timing. Now, we don't actually stop, we go into the rest of a regular verse. Okay, so double that low E again. Just like our A7. So all of that runs into it. So it's just the slightest hesitation. And then you pick it twice again to play that piece. All right, now the lick we come back into. Man, that lick is so cool. It is actually the lick from Come On, which was originally done by Earl King. Come On, Let the Good Times Roll. Look up the original version. Earl King, Come On, Let the Good Times Roll. Then Hendrix covered it in the late 60s. Come On, Let the Good Times Roll. And then, of course, Stevie Ray covered it again, Come On Part 3. And it has that lick. So cool, man. And that's the lick Freddie's playing here. In fact, Freddie did a great version of Come On, Let the Good Times Roll. So, and the lick sounds like. So what is that? Right here on the 5th string, we can either hammer it or pick it. Open D. Back here, 5th string, again, hammer. In fact, let's just hammer both times. Straight to the G note. Open A. Low, open E. And from the Hendrix Stevie Ray version, you'll recognize. Da 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 da, but I just don't know. Come on, baby, let the good times roll. All right, so we put that together. Da 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 ba ba ba. And then do our E chord. Okay, so from here. Great. Okay, finally, our turnaround lick now on this 3rd verse is a blend of what we did on the 1st verse and the 2nd verse. The 1st verse we did. The 2nd verse we did. And this 3rd verse is going to mix up both of them. So we start off with the pull-offs, but then we walk it down up to the B note. Fall into the B7 and do the same turnaround. And that's it. So. And then we start the solo. Let's go back and play this entire verse from the beginning. 2, 3, 4. One more thing I wanted to mention on this B7 there, you notice I really like to just come in here and I'm kind of adding my pinky at the last minute. I'm actually adding the other fingers as I go. It just makes it a little easier. Okay, great job everybody. We have finished up the 3 first verses and now we are moving into the 2 lead verses. Right? So we've just come from the turnaround. Immediately we jump up here and we do this lick. All right, that's a classic Freddie King lick. And as I mentioned, here's my E. Here's my first box. And so this lick is starting behind here in what I would call the 5th box. So we're down here like this. You have to get pretty upright. He plays this lick all the time. Stevie Ray plays this lick all the time. It's a great blues lick, but it's really a Freddie King lick. So ring fingers on the 2nd string at 12, first fingers on the 1st string at 10. And we go, and we kind of slide into it. Twice. Da 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 da. Okay? You don't have to, you could just do it once. But he gets that sound. We're going to back up and we're going to change the shape to our middle and first. Right there, and then a full step behind there, same thing. With a slight bend. See that? Now, if you're wondering what these shapes are, this shape is right here in the 3rd box. And that's also the Pride and Joy lick. Right? So, all right, so here it is again. Now, there's a big space there. Of course, there's the rhythm section playing, but I like to throw in the A7 chord again right up here. Instead of our A7 here, it's that C shape here at the 12th fret, pinky on the 3rd string, and I just do this. Da da da. Now we're going to jump up into the 1st box position, mostly all minor pentatonic here, and we do this lick. All right, so 1st string, I'm using ring finger and just a slight bend. Skip right to the 3rd string, up, down, and then 4th string back and forth. Hesitate there and then do this. So we go back and forth again. And you can get double stops or just the single 3rd string. Freddie, he's kind of like sometimes getting the double stops, sometimes single notes, but I like getting the double stops. See how I just collapse back down into it? Single notes would sound like. So I put those together. Slight bend as well. Now we go right here, we're on the turnaround, the 5 chord. So 2nd string. So we start here, we go here, bend, and we come back the way we came. 3rd string, root. Now this is part of a big run-on lick, which sounds like. right, so bear with me as we add to this. As soon as we touch down on this root note, we're back here to the third string. And then once again, as soon as we touch down, we're back here and we go. So it's kind of these three parts back and forth on the fourth and third string. Here we go. See how much back and forth there is on those same strings right there? Of course, you want to get it up to speed where it's smooth. It's just one lick, but we've broken it down. And notice that bend always. Finally, from there, we finish it up with this. And that's kind of this crisscross. Third string to the root. Collapse back down. Double stops, and then fourth string. And we end on the dominant 7 note, the flat 7, the D. And as an aside, just a little fun fact, if you play that lick in isolation, it sounds like this. Do you feel like I do? There you go. Anyways, back to reality. Let's get back on track. Here we go. So that whole lick here. Now. So you see that last little piece, there's just a slight hesitation before we started. All right, so that is the first lead verse. Let's try the whole thing, kind of medium tempo so you can play along. And we're coming out of. Now. That's it. All right, take your time, get that down, and let's move into the second lead verse. So from that last note, there's no pause. We go immediately down to this little piece. Remember we did. So we're going to go straight to this piece. And we are individually picking those strings. And as he does a lot, he's slightly bending that second string. Not all the way, but just 3 rounds like that. Now, you hear him hit the open B. I don't know if he meant to or not, but it does sound cool. And then we turn around and we play over this A7 right here. So see where my middle finger is? He's going to come back and slide into. If you notice, this shape here is the same as this here. So you can kind of just jump these fingers. And hear him pick that open B string. And then he's going to go. So he's playing over kind of an A dominant 7. First string right there. And then we are going back to this shape. You can either come back with your middle in first, or if you want to grab it with your ring in middle. Or okay, so he strums it. Strum, strum. And then he goes back to picking those notes individually, but it's almost kind of like this halftime thing. 5 rounds. Back to the root note. Either here on the second string, or if you'd rather, third string right there. All right, so this little phrase here, the most important thing is the timing. So you'll have to work with it. See, he starts here by picking these pretty up-tempo. And then those last 5, he drops into that kind of out-of-time phrasing. So taking it again from here. And let it ring out, pause there. And then we're gonna slide in middle finger to the major third there at 13 and do this. And we come up, we roll up from the bottom, from the 3rd to 4th string. Third to 4th. Once again, if you can roll up to that 4th string as opposed to jumping, that's too choppy. Go back to the 3rd string. So we're kind of doing the back and forth thing we did on the previous verse. And now collapse back down to these double stops. All right, so it is similar in a way to that lick there on the previous verse. Slight hesitation, and then, so once again, we want to end on this note. And full speed, that lick sounds like. And that is the end of the solo. Okay, let's play that whole verse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3. Yeah, man, and then immediately back to the very first verse of the song, note for note. And then we start doing this riff at the end here. 4 rounds. Now the song does fade out, but I like to end it there. On that 4th one. And cut it off. Okay, so once again. go. Okay, put all these parts together, take one verse at a time, take your time to get the phrasing down, play along with my version, play along with the original, put all the pieces together, and you will be playing this song in no time on your own. It sounds great even without playing it with a backing track or with a recording or with a band. It's one of those songs that sounds great just performing it on your own on guitar. All right, I'll see you back out there. Now, I would also like to mention some of my instructional courses that are available right now. I have a course called the Ultimate Freddie King Instrumentals course. This course teaches you note for note Freddie King's earliest instrumental recordings, his most influential stuff, the Hideaway album. It's amazing, and the phrasing that he uses is so unique and invaluable. And there's nothing like learning the actual songs and licks from the masters to try to start to integrate that timing and phrasing and those licks into your playing. Freddie King was a master of major and minor hybrid playing, and that really comes out in his sound. So look into that, my Freddie King Ultimate Instrumentals course. And my other newest course is called 7-Day Blues Guitarist. In this course, we really start at the beginning and we lay the foundation for starting to improvise your own blues lead guitar playing. We learn 5 unique blues verses and numerous concepts along the way, like playing over chord changes, rhythm, blues chords, funkier chords, double stops, bending. Everything is contained within this to get you on the road to start playing real blues lead guitar playing. So look into these 2 courses to augment the videos on this channel, and I think you're really going to be pleased. All right, everybody, that wraps up Funny Bone. Hope you have a lot of fun learning this one. It's going to sound great, as is the case with a lot of these instrumental songs. It sounds badass just playing it by yourself without even a backing track. It's so full sounding. So try to get it up to speed or even faster. It sounds really cool when you speed it up a little faster as well. If you did enjoy the video, please leave me a like, leave me some comments, let me know what you think. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time around.